Let's see how automatic redirects work. We are on the page 1. Let me open this in a new browser so the URL stays like that. Now I'm going to rename this page to whatever else and save it. And as you can see, the URL is automatically updated so that you will rank well in search engines. Now, what happens if somebody else goes to this page after you have changed it? So for example, this page with the original page 1 URL will rank for a keyword, and a couple of months later you change its name to whatever else. Well, a user lands on this URL, let me hit enter, and they will be automatically redirected in a way that's search engine friendly, so that if you know what search engine juice means, you will be the juice will be passed on. How does this work? Well, every file in Boomla has an ID, and pages are basically stored as files on the file system. Now, if somebody goes to the page /page1 and that page doesn't exist, Boomla will look for the historic versions of this website and find the page 1 URL where it last existed. Now that page is stored in a file, so this file has an ID, and Boomla takes note, and then it tries to look up this exact same ID on the latest version of your website. So whenever this or wherever this page is right now, if its ID still exists, that means the page still exists somewhere on your website. So Boomla can just look up the current path and redirect the user there. The caveat here is that if we go to the control panel and look at the story, you will see permanent snapshots of your website, or they are also called commits. So these snapshots contain the permanent saved versions of your site, so that the page 1 URL must exist in any one of those. When automatic updates run, permanent snapshots will be created for you. So as you can see here, the UI kit was actively developed, so it's saved every couple of days. But in case you want to make permanent snapshots yourself to make sure that the given URL will be permanently stored, you have to come here and choose commit and maybe just rename page to whatever else, and maybe page 1 to whatever else. There you go. At this point, our snapshot is part of the website's story. And if it's later renamed, now it's guaranteed to be available for redirects.